Welcome back everybody to the Purple Sector Formula 1 League as we're back here tonight for the latest round in season 14 here for the Canadian Grand Prix tonight at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve as we're coming towards the end of qualifying here tonight. We've got Glenn currently sat on provisional pole position by 0.3 of a second, so he's quite a considerable way ahead here of Badman in second place. Obviously Badman's had the better start to the season out of these two championship contenders. There is absolutely no doubt about it, and Glenn will be looking to try and bounce back from Tuesday night, where he didn't have the greatest of races around Barcelona. So he's currently doing a very good job tonight here at Montreal. He's, as we said, he's got a big gap to Badman, but we've got one more run here in this session for all of these drivers before we get to the end of qualifying. So Badman's got a chance to try and usurp the two-time champion, who's looking to try and recover his championship momentum here. As those of you who are watching tonight, after this has just been uploaded, you're waiting for the race to upload. At time of recording, I wasn't aware of the championship standings. I'm going to check them out actually in between qualifying and the race whilst this is uploading, so I'll be sort of giving a bit more info on that. But I know that Badman's definitely the championship leader because he's won a lot more races than Glenn this season, so he's definitely going to be at the top of the leaderboard. But whether or not it's a big gap, and it's got to be a reasonable gap at this point, but nonetheless, we've got Basin on a flying lap here, currently half a second off of the provisional pole time. 700ths up on his personal best going through the middle sector. So at the moment, that will put him in third place ahead of Scott. Can he find a couple more tenths here? Maybe put himself on the front row and give Glenn a bit of a cushion here between himself and his championship rival. Here comes Basin then down towards the final chicane. See how he is with the wall of champions. He gets nicely wide out there, but staying away from the wall. Got good momentum there onto the straight. Over the line comes Basin. And he goes P1. My goodness, he found half a second there. Coming through the final sector, and Basin onto provisional pole. The first driver into the 109s. He absolutely nailed that final corner there, that final chicane. He must have messed up on that corner on his previous best time, and Basin has absolutely thrown one into the mix there, and it's gone to P1. Now Glenn has got to find a 10th. Badman is now 4/10 off of the pole, so he's got a lot of work to do in these final couple of minutes of this session. But Basin, wow, where did that come from? That was out of the blue there from the V-Carb driver. So Glenn, Badman, Scott is coming out of the pits now, so Scott will be back out on the track in a moment. We've got Dazza here, who's just on an out lap. G.C. currently on a flyer as we're coming towards the end of the middle sector here in the Ferrari. Down towards the hairpin we come. We can see somebody getting well out of the way there. G.C. 4/10 up through the middle sector, so that would put him in P3 as it stands. If you can find a bit more in the final sector, it could put him on the front row of the grid here, maybe even on pole. G.C. on an absolute flyer right now. Needs 3.5 tenths in the final sector to put it onto P1. Here he comes then into the final chicane. Keep it within track limits there. Very nice and tidy. Wasn't too aggressive. Here he comes up towards the line. G.C. It's a quick one here. G.C. goes into third place. Currently 2.5 tenths off of the P1 time as you see he moves ahead of Badman. He's now down to P4 after those additional runs. But the thing for Basin and G.C. is because they've gone out on the track kind of on an offbeat in terms of the timings for the session, obviously because they've gone out before the track ramps up, before the grip out there is at its maximum due to the rubber laydown, but also the fact that they haven't got enough time to get into pits and then go back out again. So they've kind of come in at the worst time that you can if you're going for the fastest time that you can. So although you get a quiet track and you get plenty of space without too much interruption from traffic, it also means that you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position where others are going to find time inevitably in their final run to the session due to the track evolution. So it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out here on the final laps of the session. We've got Glenn currently on a flyer himself as he's going through sector 1. We've got G.C. who's going to be coming in at the end of this lap having finished his session. Badman coming over the line to start his final lap of the session. So is Scott, who's actually coming through middle sector already here. So Scott's already up through the first sector. Scott had a cracking little race the other night in Spain, and he'll be looking to try and build on that again here tonight as he's coming down towards the hairpin. Oh, he's lost a bit of time here through the middle sector. He's got the traffic of the Haas. He will get a bit of a slipstream here, which might help him out going down towards the chicane. So Scott could definitely benefit from a bit of a tow here, but is the Haas going to move out of the way? Because I think the Haas is on a flying lap here. So the Haas does move out of the way. That's Street Boy, Badman's teammate, and Scott here out of the final corner. Now what is he going to be able to put on the board here? It's a decent lap. It goes into P4 there for Scott, just ahead of Badman, who's got another run in him yet. We've got Clen now coming towards the final chicane. He's 7 thousandths down to the middle sector. He needs at least a 10th here through this final part of the lap. Here comes Clen to the line. And he misses out on pole again there. Improved his personal best by about 200ths of a second. What about Badman? Badman's 2/10 up through the middle sector. He just needs a bit more here in this final sector up towards the line. He comes and Badman puts it on pole position there by just under a 10th of a second ahead of Basin. He managed to pull it out when it mattered here. Badman has summoned something from somewhere. And the championship leader again at the top of the leaderboard here in qualifying. His championship rival in 3rd place. Basin sat in between them on the grid here. So it's going to be a fascinating Canadian Grand Prix. And those of you watching this on Thursday night, having just finished the race is uploading. So keep an eye out on Discord. I'll be posting that as soon as it is live.